those things.
One of the greatest, probably top 2 of all time, greatest villains is the Joker from the Batman comic books. And what makes him so great is that mystique. Nobody knows his true story. Nobody actually knows his true identity. So in every movie, it's a different person who becomes Joker, and it's a different origin and the different reason why he does what he does. In the Nolan films, Batman Returns or whatever, I forgot which one it was. He throws out a lie every single time they ask him, and you want to know how I got these scars, and he tells a totally different story every time. So you never know why. And then so Batman, he starts asking. I don't know if it was Alfred who told him. He's like, Alfred tells him, sometimes people are just evil. And you mentioned this at the beginning, that somebody who's just evil because they're evil isn't interesting, but they can be. Somebody like the Joker. There's a reason why he is how he is. We just don't know what it is, what that thing is. And that's what makes him really, really interesting.
And in the end, it doesn't matter. For some characters, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
Like King Joffrey. King Joffrey's another one. He just is exactly like that, just brutal for the sake of being brutal. He just wants to watch the world burn. Why is he like that? Probably has some mental deficiency, but we don't know, right? We don't know what maybe it has something to do with. The implication is that because he was born out of incest, that maybe there was some deficiency because of that, but that's just an implication. We don't actually know what made Joffrey the way he became, right? It could be a number of things, but it leaves us wondering, and it makes us think about him more, because we're like, well, what could it be that makes this guy such a jerk?
Somebody
right?
such a
But
and there are people like that in real life, which is in history. There have been people like that,
but you can't just make a character that's straight up evil and unleash him on heroes, and then just think that, oh yeah, I'm making my villain just as cool as Joffrey or just as cool as the Joker, because no one knows. He's so mysterious. He's just brooding, dark all the time. Like, that's the wrong way to go about it, right? He wears a cloak and he just stands there brooding, like the anime villains. Like, dude, that is not as interesting, and there's a reason for that. Is because there's a lot of layers to it, but part of it is you have to have actions, but you also have to have a little bit of nuance within those actions. There's always, like, if you notice Joffrey or even Joker, there's always a little bit of nuance to the things that they do, and that makes it a little bit more interesting. But when you watch like an anime, one of those like edgelord villains from anime,
black cloak, they always wear the same thing: the black cloak with the dark hat.
Yeah. And they
just shadow his face.
It makes him not interesting at all. There's no nuance at all. No. You don't know anything. Like, you need to know a little something. Like with Joffrey, you know about the incest, and that's what starts you thinking, oh, maybe it's from that. And sorry to spoil the incest thing for those who haven't watched the 10-year-old show. And then with the Joker, the nuance is, well, he's so weak physically,
And yet he's not Batman's greatest villain.
Badass. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's Batman's greatest villain.
Yeah. And he's so weak, but yet no one can beat him. And it's like, it took something extraordinary to beat him. But yet he's so physically weak. So how did he do it? That's the nuance.